Yo, 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 it's your boy Demond in the building. I'm back again. I told y'all, man, I've been grinding these guards, bruh. Looking at the pros and cons, man, and it's up for y'all. It's up to y'all to decide, which guard do you want, which big man you want. I've been going through the guards, and like I said, man, outside of DP, um, all these guards that's mocked, let's say 5 through 10. 5 through 12, it's not that much difference. Like when you're looking at the pros and cons, man, it's all about, you know, it's gonna be the details, the attention to detail. I think is what's gonna really separate these guards outside of Darren Peterson, right? But let's go. We talking Brayden Burries. I know my boy Matt love Burries. He been pushing for this guy. Um, Let me add this because I haven't been adding this, but let me add combine measurements. Barefoot Braden Burries measured 6'3 3/4. He was 215. That's how much he weighed. His wingspan was 6'6, so he has a positive wingspan. Standing reach 8 feet. Standing reach. Okay. If y'all want to, I can go through. Next one I do, I can explain to y'all what those measurements mean as far as his NBA projection. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to go into that. But let me give y'all 5 reasons why the Atlanta Hawks should draft Brayden Burries. Rule. Reason number 1, because Matt likes him. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, man. But I will give it to my boy Matt. He hit on the boy Will Riley out there, been looking good in DC. The boy Maxime Reynaud looking good out there, sack. So Matt been on a little run late, little run. But here's 5 reasons why the Hawks should draft Brayden Burries, okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're gonna hear a lot of the same things that I said about A-Cuff that I'm gonna say about these other guards. Because, like I say, it really comes down to attention to detail, what type of style of basketball you like, the style of basketball that the Hawks play. Um, do you prioritize defense over offense, offense over defense? That's really what it's gonna come down to, some like minor things, right? In a grand scheme. But here's reason number 1. Once again, he feels, and seems like I'm always saying this. You never realize how many how many holes you really have in your roster till you start looking at these players, right? He feels a big need, which is not an undersized guard. That's the first thing. He's not undersized. Okay, I gave you the combine measurement, 6'3 barefoot, so he easily 6'4, a little over 6'4 with shoes on. Okay, fills a roster hole, a big switchable two-way wing guard, however you want to classify it. Okay, some people can call a guy a wing by their style of play. They'll call him a wing by their measurements. In my opinion, he's a guard. Okay. So he gives us a two-way guard. Okay. Um, Legit size. Okay. Real defensive versatility. Okay. He can guard 1 through 3, a 6'4" ish, close to 6'5" with shoes on. You can guard 1s, 2s, 3s, especially if teams go small. Um, he's not a skinny guy. He has physicality. He has discipline on the perimeter. So, two-way guy. And I know y'all have heard me complain about guys. We got a lot of one-way guys. He's a two-way guy. You've seen him in college. Two-way guy out of Arizona. Go back, watch his games, watch clips of his games. You can see the dude, he can defend. Like I said, he's not slim. You feel me? And we know that's a plus because all I hear Hawk fans talking about, stop drafting these skinny dudes. Okay. So he feels a need, a two-way guard, a la Derek White, a la Drew Holiday. You feel me? Those two-way guards. That's not small and skinny. Excuse me, short and skinny. He's a plug and play guy who don't need touches. He can shoot the basketball, he can cut to the basket, he attack closeout, and he can defend. So I don't really see him as a point guard per se, like who gonna come down and distribute the ball like a Trey Young. You know what I'm saying? Off the rip. Not saying he can't do that, but with the Hawks, I don't really see us taking the ball out of Jalen Johnson hands like that. So, like I say, plug and play guy, role player. Okay, I don't see superstar potential. I don't see star potential in Brayden Burries. Okay, but at the end of the day, you still need to grab these elite level role playing type guys. You know, not now. Let me say this: I'm not saying he can't develop and become one. I'm saying right now, you draft him at 8. I don't see him coming in and just changing the franchise off the rip. Right. Um, I see him being, like I said, a plug and play role player guy. Don't need a lot of touches considering the guys we already have on the floor. Spot up shooting, cutting, attacking the closeouts, defending. Let's say once again, you can use him to defend the other team's best perimeter player. If you need to give Dyson Daniels a break, if you need, say, Dyson Daniels is in foul trouble, Brayden Burries has the bill who can come in. You know, now obviously, if they best perimeter player, somebody like a Siakam, no, he can't guard him. Okay, but like I'm looking at ones and twos. You know what I'm saying, off the rip, and some threes. Okay. Reason number 3. Um, he can shoot the basketball. Okay, let's get down to it. Sometimes you don't need a lot of numbers. Okay, he can shoot the basketball, and when you watch him, he got good balance. He got good footwork. You know what I'm saying? Um, Spaces the floor. That's what shooters do. They can space the floor. I'm watching. I was watching him shoot the basketball. He got smooth mechanics. Okay. I don't see. I'm not a shooting expert, so to me, he looked good. He looked smooth. You know, maybe it's a shooting expert who probably look at him and say, yeah, he need to tweak this, tweak that. But to me as a fan, the footwork, I mean his feet, the way he sets up, his shooting form, like I said, the mechanics to me look smooth. If there's any shooting guys out there, let me know if y'all see something wrong with his shooting mechanics so I can go look at it myself. But to me, it looked good. And like I said, he's a good shooter. And we need the spacing around Jalen Johnson so you know he can attack the basket. His playmaking and continue to use his playmaking ability. Um, you can almost use Burries as a 3 and D guy. Like I said, man, at a minimum, he's a two-way defender. Excuse me, a two-way player at either guard position. At either guard position, because I know some of y'all out there, when it comes to threes, the first thing y'all gonna say 6'4", 6'5" as a 3. What threes he gonna guard? So let me just say it like this: you getting a good shooter, good two-way player at either guard position. Okay, play for a big time program. You know what I'm saying? Knows about winning. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they was in the Final Four this past year. He brings toughness, defensive toughness, I should say, and competitiveness that we lack. Outside of Dyson Daniels, I mean Dyson Daniels and all good defenders. Well, I'm gonna put Dyson Daniels above Nah in the class by himself. He's a 2-time All NBA defender. Nah hasn't made All NBA as a defender for the Hawks. So I will put you know you could probably put Burries up there with Nah, right? Think of matter of fact that probably to me that'd be a good little player comp. He's a younger version of Nickeil Alexander Walker. You feel me? two-way player, can shoot the basketball, right? But back to what I was saying, defensive toughness and competitiveness. Like I said, coming from a winning program, fresh off a Final Four, knows about competing and winning at a high level. Okay, he could bring that type of attitude with him to the Hawks. Competes every position, right? Um, Takes pride in defending. Strong build to be so young, right? Like I said, you usually see a lot of these guys, expect a lot of these guys kind of like long, tall but slim, right? Doesn't have a lot of strength, not muscle, but doesn't have a lot of strength. He's the total opposite, but he actually has some weight to go with that. And once again, he fits what Quinn wants to do on the defensive side of the ball. He can switch. So we'll have no problem with him switching off ones and twos, twos to ones. We won't have a problem with that. And with his size, like I said, he could be able to guard some. He'll be able to make it hard for certain threes to score the ball against him or get to their spot because he's a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? And if he applies force back to those threes that may be a little taller, he can use his strength size to offset some of that length in with threes. But with ones and twos, he fit exactly what Quinn wanted to do on the defensive side. Everything's switchable. You know what I'm saying? Everything is switchable. You know what I'm saying? 5, real upside as a secondary creator. Okay. Once again, development. And the key thing that I don't know with any of the guards, but speaking on Burries, I don't know what the Hawks, if they when they look at this guy, I don't know what Ansi sees. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the hardest part because I don't know what he sees. Does he see him as a point guard? Does he see him as a creator? Does he see him as, you know what I'm saying? So, but he does have upside, can be a secondary creator. I think his handle is decent for his size. I don't see a problem with him dribbling the basketball because, you know, Hawk fans love to say somebody can't dribble, right? He can pass the ball. He can attack mismatches. And you know, I was watching some of the Arizona games, you know, clips of random games, and you know, he looked like he got some type of mid-range game going. You know what I'm saying? Didn't see a lot of it, but you know, if he can develop that, he got some real upside here. You know what I'm saying? He has some real upside. I mean, a real legit two-way on ball defender type guard. He could be what you want a shorter version of what you want Dyson Daniels to be, which, you know, Dyson Daniels just lacks the offense, right? But if Burries can get his defense up at the NBA level, right? Like I said, you're looking like a Derek White clone, Caruso clone, except he could play. He could actually score the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Besides just shooting threes. You feel me? So I see that with him. Let's see here. Now with Burries, right? He gives us size, shooting, defense. I mean, everything he gives, everything he can provide us is exactly what we need. All right. So let me get down to the bluff, man. The bluff, BLUF. Bottom line, up front. He's the type of guy that you see contenders using with high usage. Like I said, your Derek Whites, your Drew Holidays. I'm thinking off the top of my head, your Caruso's, your Lou Dorts. What's my boy on the Knicks? Your Josh Harts, your Mikal Bridges. Your Mikal Bridges type player. Can defend on the perimeter, switchable, but can score the ball. Mikal Bridges, yeah, that's a good player comp in my opinion. A Mikal Bridges type player. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me add this. Once again, it comes down to one, what do the Hawks how do the Hawks view Brayden Burries? And two, always going to come down to the development of the player. You feel me? So that's my thoughts on Brayden Burries. Like I said, man, high floor, medium ceiling, wing guard, however you want to classify him. The downside with Brayden Burries, let's see. His athleticism. He just doesn't seem like a very twitchy guy, right? He's a good athlete, but he's not a great athlete, right? This is what I see with I'm not gonna say non-athletic. I'm gonna say with limited athletic ability guys. Those are the type of guys who struggle to create like separation from NBA defenders. They're not very they don't really attack the basket as much. They don't really finish at the rim through traffic at a high rate because they lack the athleticism. But you can always turn into like a Steve Smith guy and just ball under the rim. You can always turn into a Kyrie Irving and play and be elite under the rim. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just using those guys as examples who play, who are elite players, who play below the rim. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he know Kyrie. I'm not saying he knows Steve Smith. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that athleticism. I was watching some of the stuff, man. He was going through the lane, and I'm like, bro, where's the explosiveness at? Get up, get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? The shooting. Good shooting projection, but we know just because you was good at college doesn't mean you're going to be good in the NBA. You feel me? So, I mean, and that's just something like the shooting, that's just something we can't control. You know what I'm saying? That's something we can't control. You hope the player can develop on his own in the off season with the shooting. But like I said, he's not a bad shooter. Let me get that off the rip. He's not a bad shooter. What I'm saying is, does college transfer over to the NBA? It's not guaranteed, and that's what I mean when I say you hope that the player really invests his personal time in the development of the shooting to make sure when he comes here, he already rolling. Or if it's not, it gets better over time. You know what I'm saying? My only other issue is the defensive side of the ball with Brayden Burries. Good defender, right? He's young though. So obviously, he's not going to be a lockdown defender day one in the NBA. Okay. But since he lacks, here's another thing. Since he's not like a twitchy guy, like a Thompson twin type twitchy guy, you can beat him if you're an elite guy. So I believe somebody like the Thompson twin, what's the one in Houston, Azor or Amen? Amen is the one in Houston. Somebody like him, I believe he could beat him off the dribble because he got that fast, explosive first step, and Burries is not athletic like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So he might struggle trying to guard NBA twos who got that quick first step. I don't believe he could guard Dyson Daniels off the first step because Dyson Daniels' low key first step is pretty explosive, in my opinion. Right. So you hope that he develops technique as a defender and doesn't rely on strength. Right. You want him to rely more on technique than strength. You want to rely on technique, but use strength to help your technique. You feel me? And those are just my couple concerns about Burries to Atlanta. So y'all let me know what you think, Hawks fans. Comment, like, subscribe, hype the video, hypes and likes. Let me know. Am I off? Am I wrong with Brayden Burries? Y'all let me know. That's Matt's guy. So don't let Matt liking the guy deter you from the guy. You feel me? But y'all let me know what y'all think about Brayden Burries, man. Was I on? Am I off? What am I missing? do you disagree with something I said about the player? Let me know, and let's have a conversation, man. It's your boy Demond, man, in the building. We up out of here. We talk Hawks TV. Peace.